You're staring at your phone, hovering over the checkout button. A bright red banner warns that only 2 items are left in stock, and right below it, a timer is ticking down from 15 minutes. This moment feels like a quick, rational calculation to save money. In reality, it is a hardwired biological reflex, an automated response designed to secure a resource before it disappears. E-commerce interfaces use dark patterns like these to simulate a resource crisis. By creating a high-stress environment, these apps exploit ancestral survival instincts that were originally honed to find food and shelter in the wild. Our survival hardware is now operating in a world of infinite digital goods. This mismatch allows manufactured scarcity to function as a biological hack, pulling us toward a one-time offer that may not actually exist. Retail apps recreate the pressure of physical scarcity on a digital screen through real-time stock counters. Seeing a number dwindle in seconds signals to the brain that a necessary resource is about to be lost to someone else. This chart tracks a typical user's daily digital engagement, identifying your specific peak impulsive hours. Algorithms use this data to deploy hyper-personalized countdowns exactly when your internal resistance is at its lowest point. This logic leads to a paradox where platforms apply artificial caps to infinite products. Software subscriptions and virtual assets have no physical inventory, yet companies use these digital ceilings to justify premium pricing. These digital alerts function as engineered traps. They are calibrated to bypass inventory logic and force a severe biological reaction from the user. The ticking clock on the screen registers as a physical survival threat within the nervous system. This shifts the focus from the product's utility to the body's internal alarm system. A scarcity stimulus enters the brain, intensely illuminating the amygdala, which treats the expiring deal as life or death. Inhibitory pathways shoot forward, dimming the prefrontal cortex. Your rational filtering completely shuts down, physically preventing you from weighing the purchase against future financial needs. In this state, loss aversion dictates your behavior. The psychological pain of losing out on the perceived deal becomes much more powerful than the actual pleasure of owning the product. Flash sales and limited drops take advantage of this by masking the item's true market value. The pressure of the environment ensures the fear of the miss outweighs any rational assessment of the product's quality. This biological hijack creates a high-pressure state, resulting in impulsive buying at inflated prices, driven by an alarm system that can't tell the difference between a sale and a shortage. The long-term impact of constant micro-scarcity events online builds up over time. Each moment of manufactured urgency leaves a lasting mark on your financial and psychological state. Resisting these triggers is exhausting, eventually leading to decision fatigue. This exhaustion makes a user more susceptible to the next marketing hack, creating a cycle of decreasing resistance. Predatory interfaces exploit this fatigue to target lower-income demographics. These users are often hit with the highest frequency of urgency notifications, weaponizing their psychological exhaustion to drive sales. This chart shows the mathematical consequences of impulse spending. A steady 10-year investment curve is contrasted here against a curve drastically flattened by frequent micro-impulse purchases, showing how small losses prevent wealth from ever building. Yielding to manufactured urgency results in the systematic, lifelong erosion of financial stability. It is the death of compound interest by 1,000 small, impulsive clicks. Reclaiming control requires creating barriers that prevent the biological trigger from firing in the first place. A mandatory cooling-off period is one of the most effective tools for online shopping. By walking away from the cart for 24 hours, you break the high-pressure loop. This delay allows the prefrontal cortex to physically re-engage. Once the immediate scarcity signal fades, the rational brain can once again filter the purchase based on its actual value. Technology can also serve as a defense. Browser extensions can now scrub countdown timers and stock alerts from retail websites, removing the visual cues that trigger the amygdala. Reframing scarcity as a marketing signal rather than a resource reality neutralizes the biological reflex. When you see a ticking clock as a tactic instead of a truth, the pressure disappears.